Well, the blue crab population in the Chesapeake Bay is improving a little after record lows just a couple years ago. 7 News Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell is joining us live to take a closer look at the numbers. And more importantly, he's going to find out if this will mean seafood lovers will need to pay more this summer. It looks like you got the taste testing also laid out there in front of you, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. From stumpy to crabby here. Look, this was executive producer Mike Jaffe's idea. This wasn't mine for my Friday before Memorial Day. And he also asked that I give a little lesson on crab picking for some of our newer staff members. First tip, you don't really need one of these. So, look, this is the time of year when people start thinking about having crab feasts. And there is always that question, what is it going to cost me? Well, the rule of supply and demand applies here. The demand is always high. And this year it looks like the supply is going to be right around the middle. Captain White Seafood in Oxon Hill will likely sell 1,000 bushels of crabs this weekend. The captain's nephew, Douglas, says they're looking good, too.
Local crabs are coming in strong. They're heavy, too. Usually they're not this big and heavy when it starts out. Sometimes they're translucent. When they're translucent, they don't have a lot of meat. But when they're like solid color, hard on the bottom, they got a lot of meat.
Exactly what this mother and daughter are hoping to hear as they shop for their Memorial Day crab feast.
My mama came all the way down here from South Carolina, and we came up here to get her some crabs.
We relax with each other. We hold conversation. We just enjoy each other's company.
So, does the science match Captain White's appraisal? Every winter, crews head out on the lower bay and drag dredge nets through the mud to pull up and count overwintering crabs. The results released just ahead of Memorial Day. The overall findings of the winter dredge survey is an estimated crab population this year of 317 million in the Chesapeake Bay. That's down slightly from 323 million in 2023, but up from the alarmingly low count of 227 million in 2022. But the crucial number of adult female crabs has declined from 152 million in 2023 to 133 million this year. Not terrible, not great, says Chris Moore of the Chesapeake Bay Foundation.
It's not as good as we hoped for. We still have work to do when it comes to making sure we have a healthy blue crab population in Chesapeake Bay.
It also means prices aren't likely to drop, if they do at all, until the end of the summer and into the fall. So a Labor Day crab feast will cost less than Memorial Day or July 4th. Today at Captain White's, a dozen large males is $75, and they're selling fast.
Cost is not even an issue. We don't need to worry about that during this time of the year. We just love crabs, man. It's something about it. Something about that texture, that meat, that mustard. It's nothing like it.
Something about it. All right, so here we go at the request of our executive producer, a crab picking lesson. First thing, this is just one way of doing it. Take the claws off. Take all of the legs off as well. Claws, legs, there you go. Then you have something that looks like that. This is the tool you really want to use, just a little knife. Pop off the bottom of the crab, then you pop off the top of the crab, and what you have is something that looks like that. You're going to go ahead and take the lungs off, scrape this out. You don't want to eat these lungs. They used to call those the dead men. Pop this out like that. You have something that looks like that. Break that in half, and then watch this magic. You cut this down just like that. Don't cut yourself. Lay it open, and there is all the crab meat, just like that. So if you haven't done it before, there is one way of doing it. Again, some perspective on all of this. Look, there are many fewer crabs than there used to be, but what we're being told by the State Department of Natural Resources is it is below the target that they would like, but it is above the threshold where they begin to worry. So the bottom line is this summer, go ahead, enjoy some crabs. On the Severn River, Brad Bell, 7 News.